This is me going fuck it and clicking the start streaming button because I can't figure out what else to set up despite not being properly set up. Anyway, welcome to the channel where we go on a trip, film 100 hours of wonderful travel footage, buy an expensive camera and then make sure we have no time to either edit the footage or use the camera. But never mind that. Let's see that the stream is actually working. There's probably going to be no one watching this, but I can see myself on my computer, so it's fine. So this is obviously the Canon EOS 800D, which we got rather recently, which I definitely should have a lens cap on. There we go. And the thing about the like lowish range Canons right now is these support pretty much no accessories. Most importantly, for video use, you cannot put any official Canon battery grip on these, and the Chinese have yet to come up with a pirate version. Also, they are not very friendly to pirate batteries. So I'm going to do some research on the subject, but in order to do that, I need a couple of things. For starters, I need a whole bunch of rip-off batteries. I've got like 2 here thus far from China. I've got another 2 or 4 on the way, I can't remember. But I'm going to have a whole bunch of these, as well as a cheap battery grip. Of course, on top of my fancy original Canon stock battery. So, of course, I'm going to have to test all these. I can see people in the chat tell me it works, that's good. And a thing about these batteries is supposedly the original Canon charger won't charge the pirate batteries. It'll just not do anything with them. So with pretty much all of these batteries you get one of these cheapo chargers. So I'm going to have like a bunch of these. This is the crappiest one I ordered. It's just got it just takes one battery. It has a 230 input and a 12 volt-ish input there. And yeah, it's made in China. It's pretty trash, but it has this lovely battery holder on it, which I'm going to repurpose to a battery testing jig, because I want to test the capacity of all these batteries. It's not going to be very representative, of course, of different batteries, since they just put random cheapo piece of shit cells in these anyway, but it's going to be fun to see which of mine turn out good. And of course to test the original Canon, which is rated for 7.2 volts at 1040 milliamp hours. So I need an adapter to hook these onto my constant current sink, and that's what this is for. No, I'm not going to be able to run the test before I've actually tested the power consumption of the camera, because I want to do it realistically, of course, for which I've got an AC adapter on the way. It's at the post office right now. I didn't have time to pick it up this week. So that's what's coming up, but for the time being I figured, since I haven't had time to actually produce anything proper for you guys in a rather long time, we'd just take this thing apart live on the stream, have a look at the horrible circuitry, and see if we can get this adapter to hook up graciously to my constant current load. I haven't planned this in the slightest, so we'll just have to improvise, going all big Clive. So the mechanical fit of this adapter is actually pretty good. Batteries fit in just fine. This one was bloody expensive, by the way. It was like almost 30 euros, and I'm pretty sure it's a Blue Max. I'm pretty sure it's still going to do the horrible pirate battery thing where the camera's going to nag at you every time you swap a battery. Let's try it. Haven't even measured the voltage in this. Is it even going to work? Yeah, battery communication error. So I think all the pirate battery is going to do this. Let's try the other one just for good measure. This is a Mitsuru brand. I hope these have the right polarity. Please don't let the smoke come out. Nope. Yeah, battery communication error. So that's annoying. I'm not sure how to actually get around that, but I have an ugly way around it. So to get this to hook up to my constant current load, I'm gonna have to make like a little breakout board, I guess. I really haven't thought this through. Let's have a look inside to see if I can just take a couple of wires out and clamp that on. Where are my screwdrivers? My screwdrivers are gone. Back in a sec. My screwdrivers are properly gone. Ah, I'll have to make do with these. What's the chat say? Yup, works. Hello, furry overlord. Oh no, I'm here. Canon don't have nasty battery identifier. ZX8401 says Canon don't have any nasty battery identify line. They do, as just demonstrated. That line's probably old. 2CB Bloke says, makes me glad my Panasonic camcorder hasn't rejected the Chinese batteries I bought to replace the microscopic one it came with. Hey, you're on better luck than me then. Mine refuses to take any pirate battery, my Panasonic. It just will not, it won't even nag you, it just refuses to power on at all. So I guess the Canon DSLR is a step up in that regard. So let's see what we get in here. Yeah, one of these real standard dealies. They've just sold the leads straight into the charger, so we can easily just tap off these and solder. I should put just some banana plugs on this really. Let's heat up the soldering iron. Soldering iron activated. Let's even wet the sponge since I haven't used this in god months. My poor gear. The whole workshop is in a state of absolute despair. Or the whole house is actually. Sometimes you just run out of time. There we go. Sponge is wet, so I am going to need a couple of wires and a couple of banana plugs. Do I have any proper banana plugs? I will have to see. Back in a sec. A big box of banana plugs. I could just mount a couple of these straight onto it, really. That would make it rather easy to just hook into anything. Like, you know, I could charge it with a lab power supply. Feels like a bit of a waste to put like one of these nice speaker contacts on what's just a horrid camera charger adapter. And I think I'm out. I know, I've got a couple of these cheapies, black ones anyway. Do we have red ones? The answer is no. I have got 2 black banana plugs and that's it. None of the red ones. So I think we're going to just mount a couple of these normal male connectors on. That's going to be very useful. It'll allow me to just put the battery in this holder and hook it to the lab power supply to charge it. right away. Granted, my lab power supply is still broken. I have not had time to fix my really expensive lab power supply, which I use all the time, and I should really fix that. Really fix that. The only actual useful power supply we even got right now is the $65 Banggood supply I got like half a year ago, which is an absolute piece of not very safe trash. And I have got the absolutely wrong tip for this job, because I'm going to have to solder the tips on these connectors. Where the hell is my... There it is. Rubber spatula. Is it a spatula? Spatula is the word which comes to mind when I see this, but it's probably the wrong word. This hasn't been used in forever, so it's going to have to be cleaned up. If you're expecting any kind of order and production quality in this stream, you should just move straight on. There's going to be neither order nor production values involved tonight. This is an annoying feature of the AOE 2901. You have to constantly keep cleaning the tips, else they just stop working on you. There we go. When I get these cheapo plugs, I always solder the tip there, because else they will usually catch fire, or at the very least start melting your connections, because the little spinny ring on them, like this part spins, and that just never ever makes a proper connection, because these are not very well gold plated. Just a tip for anybody who buys these cheapo eBay plugs. I'll get some more zoom. And there we go, focus too. The new expensive tripod head is wonderful for this, at least. This is like the third time I've had a chance to use it, after spending €150. 170 almost with the spare quick swap adapter. This channel is going to be making like negative €800 this year. I've just had so many so many camera expenses, and I haven't had time to actually use them for anything useful. It's silly. I'm a bad businessman. And I forgot to put extra flux on this, which I probably should have done. There we go. That's soldered. Do you have any dead Canon battery you can steal the PCB out of, an adapter that allows the battery to work? Well, the thing is, that would be possible, except these are the rather modern Canon LP-E17 batteries, which pretty much are just used in a couple of cameras from the last few years, and so they haven't had time to start failing yet. But in a few years I'm probably going to have about 100 of them. But I have a plan. I have a plan for making it so that I never have to take the battery out of a camera. But it's going to have to stay a secret for a while. it does involve taking at least one of these to bits and making big modifications to very cheap Chinese knockoff products. And I'm very positive that it will work fine. Here's some flux on this one. Or is it going to result in me just setting my one-facing Euro camera on fire? Which wouldn't be that big of a success, I guess. I want to pull a big climb when I say that, which is fine. Or that's fine. But it would not be fine. Set a new camera on fire. The Canon 800D is an excellent camera though. I have been very happy with my purchase. I've shot like 1.5 videos on it, which I haven't had time to edit yet. And it's an absolute dream to use compared to the old Panasonic camcorder. It's just silly how good it compares. Part of it's got to do with the fact that it's got like 5 times larger sensor. But most of it's got to do with the fact that it's just got proper manual controls, which the Panasonic and this piece of crap you're watching through certainly do not. Come on, in you go. In you go, please. Come on. Well, that's not gone well. That's not gone well at all. There we go. We're screwed. And now we've screwed the blacks too. Right, I'm gonna need some wire. Where can I find some wire? I will be back in a second. I need to find some wire. What says lithium battery tester more than a white mains cord? This is going to be fine. I need a rather long one since I want to reach from down here on the bench up to the constant current load, which is like 1/2 meter above my head. Snippety. Where is my knife? That's my knife. It's difficult getting a proper compromise between the amount of zoom and the amount of quality you guys get, because I know it's going to be absolutely dreadful going out 800 kilobits CBR video. In other news, I've got a rather big surprise sitting in the back of my van right now. A surprise which is 2.15 meters tall, made out of mostly steel, has about 20 breakers in it, and a bunch of very redundant modules. And I'm hoping I'm actually going to have time to attempt to bring it inside and have a play around rather soon. But it is going to be an issue since the ceiling height down here in the basement is pretty much equal to the height of the device in the back of the van. Mr. W asks, backup system? Perhaps. You're going to find out soon enough, which probably means in like half a year, once I actually have time to dig into it. I'm working full time for the time being, and I'm going to keep doing that till the middle of August, so production schedule is to be limited, sadly. So this thing, I'm thinking if I just make a hole in the ass of it right here, it can still go onto this cheapo Chinese charger, and we won't even have lost the ability to use this thing, which would be welcome. Granted, it's going to give us a couple of free-floating leads with banana plugs on them, which go straight to a couple of lithium cells, which isn't ideal, but it would be exciting. So snip to snip. Now, have I actually gotten the polarity correct in this? He says comparing it to a cheapo Chinese battery, which is impossible to confirm the polarity on. Yeah, that does look positive to the left, yeah. It looks alright. Is the printing on the battery actually correct? Yes, it is. Good. The quality is okay. I can just about read the writing of a battery. Well, that's good. I suppose the quality mostly goes down the shitter when I'm moving something. So this most easily connects like... I'll put a knot on it right about there. I need to make it properly tight in order to fit in this. Yeah, that's not going to fit at all. Not in the slightest. It is not. It is not going to fit in the slightest. Okay. We will not put a knot on this, and we will just remember to be rather careful when handling it. That seems like a more feasible option. So let's tin all of this stuff. Oh, yeah, I can actually move this about. I want to have it there. Oh, this new tripod is so fancy. Hot glue the flex in place, someone says. I would, but I'm out of hot glue. Someone send me some hot glue. I've forgotten to order new. I am literally out. I do not have any at all. smells of burning plastic here. Okay. How can I keep this so that you guys actually have a chance of seeing what I'm doing? Here you go. New tripod's also got a much smaller footprint than the old one, which is rather useful, since I can have it much closer to the actual work. Well, I say new tripod, it is an ancient tripod with a new head. Get soldered. There you go on there. Like so. That's going to make a decent little tester. Anyway, you know what? I'll just yeah, I can like make this wire take a turn round there and give it a bit of strain relief. I think it'll go off that little black nugget there. So where's the rest of this thing? Where have I put the rest of this thing? Oh, there it is. There's the rest of the thing still attached, since I didn't at all remove it. So, yeah, that's going to be decent. It's probably... It's going to get shuffled around a bit by that amount there. Can we fix that? Kind of. That's good enough. Yeah, that's fine. Mr. W says, just joined myself. No real idea he might be fabricating a test jig or so. Yes, we are making an adapter to test cheapo Canon DSLR batteries. Because here's the fancy new camera, which you should totally support on Indiegogo, by the way. I'm accepting money because it's expensive. And I've got like 1 million pirate batteries for it, and I want to see what the capacity of the pirate batteries is as compared to the €67 Canon original. Would you believe that they charge €67 for this? But then again, they also charge €107, I believe, for the HDMI cable, which is just a standard mini HDMI cable, which you can get for like $1. And they charge like €200 for the AC adapter kit, which is literally just an empty battery and a cheap AC adapter. So this is not sticking together perfectly. Is it still going to fit the base? Yeah, that's good. Is it good enough? It's not going to... It's not going to be putting down an awful lot of pressure on those contacts anymore. That's annoying. Can we fix that? Yeah, that's better. No longer bulging. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Two CV Bloke says replacement batteries for anything is ridiculous. Black & Decker want £80 for a replacement battery for my £40 drill. Well, £80 for a drill battery. You know, a drill battery is more than what's this rated at. This is it's about 7 watt hours. This is a 7 watt hour battery. So the price per watt hour is, you know, 10 euros per watt hour, which is just silly. I mean, it's got less capacity than your average smartphone battery. Fold over leads and shove them in there. We're gonna have to. An issue with these cheaper banana plugs is you actually can't usually get them to bite onto the wire. You have to like pretty much wrap the wire around the insulation and just hope it bites like that. Because they're made for like a 4 square millimeter wire. I've never had any issues doing it this way though, because they'll have a copper wire on all sides of the insulation, so it's not going to be making an awful connection, it's just potentially not making a perfect connection. On you go. So it's going to fail. No. I think that's fine. Ooh, proper horse. Oh, that's on there. So, wrong way. Let's just check our continuity, make sure it's not shorted, tape those plugs up, and see whether it's gonna work. Positive to positive, negative to negative. Let's turn the beeper off and actually check resistance. 0.46 ohms and 0.48 ohms. Yeah, that's going to be a decent connection. So let's just tape those up. Ugh. With the cheapest possible tape. I always tape these screw plugs because else you are going to short something to the exposed screw. And if you've got that connected to something high energy, it's going to be exciting. Alright, so now we have a camera battery to banana plug adapter. So let's just take a random one. Ta-da! Perfect. Ooh. Oh. That's some considerable resistance, and we should not short these with a battery installed. Right, so let's connect this to my constant current cock, dick, and balls. Damn it! I need to install a monitor outfit right close to the cell to monitor for the actual cell voltage. Damn it! I basically just want to have copper rods sticking out the sides here, so now we're going to have to take this apart again. Oh well. More excitement. Mr. W says LPE17 batteries seem to go about €50 in VNL. Are you sure those are Canon original batteries? I suppose the Netherlands are usually cheaper than Finland, but the original battery here, like from the Canon web store, which is usually the cheapest Canon store, is €67, I believe. Which is just silly. Do I have a better lead than this? Who cares? We're going with this. This is going to look very heavy metal once it's done. Black box with just a bunch of copper leads sticking out. What just went bang? Something made a loud snapping noise as I was picking the drill up. I hope it wasn't the battery. Oh, it works. So I want to make a like 1.5mm hole in the side of this thing. This is definitely the right drill for the job. Surprisingly resilient plastic, that. There we go. And this is where my 1.5mm drill isn't actually 1.5. Oh no, yeah, that works. Good. Mr. W says, yep, Canon original. Well, good for you. I wish I could get them for €50. But then again, I'm not going to need them because I've got my sinister plan. My sinister plan to conquer the Canon battery using dirty tricks. So I want to have like some kind of strain relief on this. So I can like do a little bendy bend on this, and that'll suffice. One way and the other way. And then onto the connector. I think that'll work. Yeah, that's going to be fine. I'll just snip that and let the solder flow. This is the part where everything melts. I'll never get it back together. Oh, come on. I just horribly deform everything. No, only slightly. Right. One more to go. That one needs to get bent right around there. There we go, a bit of strain relief. Oh, that's entirely wrong. Did I just make this entirely wrong? Oh no, there we go. Absolutely perfect. Oh, come on. Yes. Now we've ruined the original charger connector. Or have we? Oh no, that's still like almost connected. I think that's like connected enough. We will verify. Does that still go there? Oh no, it's not supposed to go to that. Yes, good. This is fine. I will reassemble this and it will work perfectly. I didn't like these original wires. They are super thin. and they're going crisscross, so they could, if they get pinched, they'll just short together. But let's say they don't get pinched. And that goes together like so. Screws back in, and we will have a Canon LP-E17 battery holder with voltage monitoring outputs on the sides and banana plugs on a wire. You know, since Canon actually use 2 lithium cells in series in these, they're 7.2 volts rated, you could, like in theory, use like the protection circuit out of one of these cheap 9 volt lithium batteries to power your camera, or just run it off of, you know, a 9 volt battery. That would probably work fine. There we go. So now we will connect this to my dummy load. Let's get it wide. So that's the dummy load right there. I'm hoping it's all in one piece. I haven't used it for quite a while. These are all the monitoring wires for all 4 channels, which always make a mess. They go there. Input goes there. I know, I don't remember how I've got this thing wired up, if it's going to be powered by the battery or if it's going to be powered by the power supply. Since it's relatively low current, I should probably have it run off of a power supply, but if it's wired to run off a battery, then I'm just too lazy to fix it, probably. I am out of power outlets. How annoying. That just powers the fans. So it's going to be running off a battery, alright. I don't know, it is calibrated for it, but still a bit annoying. So now we will turn on the application for the thing. Where is the application? I've got it somewhere around here. And only once I've got the application running will I start screen capture, else there's going to be something nasty showing probably. There's my application. Put that full screen. And we will start screen capture. And that's absolutely useless. There we go. That should work. Right, let's see if this... Yeah, we're gonna need a battery to actually power it. To imagine powering a 2G rack unit from a camera battery. This better be charged. Yeah, it's powering on. And we're going to have to connect our monitoring cables for the brown channel. And I did not mark the polarity at all. Which is positive? positive is pointing towards me, so I will make a note of that right now. Positive, negative. I hope that test program is visible to you guys, that it's not too low res. And well, let's hook onto this. These leads are just for monitoring the voltage. I should probably let you guys see what I'm even doing. There you go. And we'll open communications. Hey, it's responding to the software. Oh yeah, it's reading the voltage, right? So can we load this down with like I don't think it can do less than like 200 milliamps. 200, because there's a fair amount of overhead since it's also driving a relay while it's doing the tests. But let's see what this battery can do. Oh yeah, it's performing under 200 milliamp load. Target current is 0.195. Is that actually accurate? Let's put the meter in series and find out. I think you can get down to like 170 milliamps on this thing, at the least. I'm gonna fetch a cord back in a sec. So this will go. Let's see, how do we wire this up? Ah, this is going to be so annoying. So we'll put it in line with a positive. That goes there, and we'll put an extension in the other end. Positive from the battery is going to come in through the black lead to the meter. So this is positive to the battery, this is 8 to the positive terminal of the sink. And we'll put the meter in the right range first. There we go. That's our current in amps. We're 20 milliamps just sitting. And the software is caught up, we're reconnected, so let's see. We will not try to draw 5 amps out of this battery. 200 milliamps. Oh yeah, that's about 200 milliamps. How low can we go? Yeah, 130. If I go down to like 10, I don't think it's going to do less than about 130. No. So 130 milliamps is as low as I can go, which should be less than what the camera draws. So this should be fine. This should be absolutely fine for testing these batteries. Sweet, we have created something useful. Right. So that's done and out of the way. We can take the battery out of that holder, put it to the side, disconnect everything, and take apart that horrible charger it came with, just for shits and giggles. See if it's in the slightest safe. I'll just disconnect everything here. Give me a sec. If I don't disconnect everything now, I'm just never gonna disconnect it. And it's gonna be sitting around on a bench for a very long time. You go away. You go away. You go away. You go away. Everything goes away. What's that even there? Right. Let's have a look inside this thing. So this thing is Mitsuru branded digital video battery compact travel charger. Do not open, modify the charger. Do not immerse the charger into water. Use in dry location only. Use the compatible battery only. We don't care. We've got a screw there, probably a screw there. Yeah. Let's break in. Ooh. Huh? What have I done? Oh, there we go. Stream down. Someone says, Kimmy's Custom says, what up FF, I'm the crazy guy from Finland. No, I'm the crazy guy from Finland. You do not own that title. Hello from Sweden. Hello, Anders. Right, let's see what we have in this thing. Some of these are good, some of these are horrid. Why is this not coming apart? Am I going to have to use violence? Is this also glued? Surely it's not glued. That would be unusual. Ah yeah, this thing is actually from a Euro retailer. So they might have gone to some effort to actually safeten it up a bit. There we go. We're inside. Yeah, that was definitely glued. You can see the glue marks along the edge there. So glued. And what do we have? Do we have any kind of isolate? Oh, hang on. That's not too bad. We've got decent, absolutely decent isolation there. That could even be illegal. Wow. Let's just crudely measure that. That's 4 millimeters. That's fine. Oh, hang on, has the stream stopped? Oh no, there we go. Sorry, the image had frozen on my monitoring computer. It's still not playing. Is the stream broken? I hope the stream's not broken. It seems I get a frame every time I refresh the page. beyond that it won't show anything, so I'm just going to take it on faith that the stream is fine. So this is surprisingly decent. How's the transformer look? So the secondary does not have double insulated wire, and neither does the primary, so yeah, this transformer is garbage, not safe. What's the general topology of this thing? We've got a rectifier, probably feeding into, if it's a low value, series resistor. Probably going to be inrush limiting. Yeah, because that's the big resistor going from there to no, where the hell's that thing going? Oh yeah, that it's inserted for the mains. There comes the mains through the big resistor to the rectifier, then to the mains moving caps. 47 microfarads. Very, very generic, of course, as you'd expect. We've got a chip labelled 34063 API. I'm not familiar with that. This is a surprisingly high component count. Up to a couple of feedback. Everyone's favourite 13003 primary side switching transistor. These are not bad actually. And then S8050, I believe that's a bipolar. No blue caps across the primary and secondary, so this thing's not going to be RF legal in any sense of a word. But really, this looks way better than I expected. I mean, save for the shoulder transformer, it's got proper isolation. It's even got a choke on the 8-bit. Not bad. Whoa, that's a TL431. This thing has a voltage reference. It has to be a very old topology. Another bipolar there. An S8550. This thing is weird. Very weird. Should we plug it in? Let's plug it in and see what it does. Let us do that. Actually rated 12 to 24 volts on the input, so it's actually probably using that voltage reference too. Regularly for proper charge voltage. Not bad. Let's use the complementary. Definitely not safe. Oh, Jesus. That has, wow. Look at that power cord. That's not okay. I mean, those live connections are 1 millimeter from the edge. Gee, that's terrible. Wow. I mean, if you did that, you would probably get a tingle off this thing. Jeez. That's one of the worst power cords I've seen thus far. The wire's going to be the standard super thin China wire anyway. But this is the first one I've seen where it's actually been really unsafe to even handle. But never mind that. Let's grab a power meter. Where's my power meter? That's my power meter. And an extension cord. Do I have an extension cord? I do have an extension cord. Aha. Alright. Let's see what this thing does. If it's gonna just explode in our faces. I am afraid of this wire. Bombs away. 1 watt standby power. We've got a green LED. Is this thing live at mains voltage? If it's not live at mains voltage, I will measure the 8-bit voltage. It's fine. So, what is the regulated output of this? 8.339. That's a bit low. It should be, you know, exactly 8.4. Should be, yeah, it should be exactly 8.4, but I suppose it's good that they're on the low side rather than the high side. So let's plug this in there. Try to. And I will remember that this thing is open and live at mains voltage on the inside, so we should be handling it somewhat gingerly. Well, there we go. So let's try and get everything in the shot here. In fact, let's be fancy. Let's even clamp on the multimeter to my test point, and we'll see what happens when we plug the battery in. So, positive, negative, and we've got our power consumption there. Bring that down a bit. There we go. We've got power consumption, 8-bit voltage. Here comes the cheap Chinese battery. Nice drawing. 7 watts. It's probably charging at a decent rate. Or it's just terribly inefficient. But it definitely is current regulating. That's not too bad. I'm impressed with this thing. I am impressed. I was expecting it to be way worse because I've had chargers in this similar style before, and they've been basically just trash which you have to throw away because they just would not be even remotely safe due to the isolation on the inside. This one's just got the horrible transformer. Just the horrible transformer, which is probably a death trap in its own right. Yeah, well, that's about it. I think I'm gonna end the stream now because I need to do other stuff. I've got about a square kilometre of grass to trim. So thank you for watching. There's going to be more stuff coming up as soon as I have time to actually give you guys the attention you deserve. So let's end with an ad. If you want to support the channel, check out the Indiegogo campaign where you can help me pay for this thing. I've already raised, you guys have already raised €175 for it, which is excellent. And this thing is going to produce some very high quality content for you guys in the very near future, when I'm done having a full-time job like a real adult, which will end soon. I will be out of my full-time job in like a month, so don't worry, I'm going to be back on this channel. So yeah, bye!